So I'm not saying they watched my videos, but I'm not saying they didn't. Coincidentally, 11 days after, give or take, I uploaded 5 fixes for Genshin Impact Exploration. Just coincidentally, this thing comes up. How do you feel about the overall design of the world? Yeah, there's no other answer you could possibly ever say. If anybody says there's someone unsatisfied or unsatisfied, your only reason can ever be that it was just a giant desert that we last got. That's your only reason, and you didn't like it. But objectively, it's great. Like, it is amazing. Lore and storylines of open world areas. I don't know, man. Should I say very unsatisfied for this? I think I would have to say very unsatisfied. Overall combat experience with enemies or monsters, I would say honestly is very interesting, because when you're first exploring an area and you're just like fighting things for like chests and stuff, it definitely is like a lot more fun than, you know, hunting hilly churls or specters for their, you know, drops, right? It's way more fun. I do like it a lot more. And I don't really... Those, honestly, thinking back to it, those are like some of the ones that I really like. Because it's just like, yeah, you just take away a whole bunch of monsters and they're gone. It's not like I'm finding like 20 bucks for free, you know? It's just like, oh yeah, okay, the chest is over here, let me go do it. Whereas when we're fighting with chests, you know, it's good. Mechanisms and puzzles. I would have to say, yeah, the only ones... I'm going to say somewhat interesting. It's not the best. Sometimes the mechanics are just kind of annoying to do. Like Sorish, everything with Sorish at this point is kind of annoying to do. Like, it never really was amazing. And having to switch into Sorish, having a loading screen when you're switching into Sorish is very annoying. So guys, we were going to do the joke, right? I was like, oh yeah, guys, I'm stuck in 2020. Please help me out. You guys got me to 230 subs, so thank you guys. You know, let's see how far we can take it. In the last 7 days, we have hit 110 subs. So if we could just keep getting that number to go up, that would be amazing. Because I want to see how big you guys can get that number. I'm going to like do community posts, like, because you guys, it feels weird whenever you guys congratulate me, because it's like, you know, it's kind of you guys doing it. It's not really, I'm not really doing anything. You know, I'm just sort of uploading videos. It's not really that big. But like, I want to see how like high we can get this number. All right, guys, let's see. Come on. So subscribe, have fun. I mean, these are the only reason why. It's the primo gems inside the treasure chest, but this is the only reason why I actually care. World quests, very unsatisfied. I'm sorry. World quests are the ones that I complain about, right? Yeah. How tiring? Yeah. Oh no, very tiring. I was like, very effortless. No, tiring. Very tiring. It is annoying. How attractive do you find the scenery? Yeah, it's good. Like, obviously, it looks great. The desert is kind of meh because it's a desert, but you know, it's honestly probably the best desert I've seen in a while. Then again, the most recent desert that I've seen is Cyberpunk's desert, which is, you know, pretty good for a desert, but like, it's a desert. It is just a desert. Whereas, you know, Genshin, they've got a desert, but it's got lore, you know, and then all that stuff. Overall, how novel do you feel to find? Somewhat. I'm gonna say somewhat. I'll say somewhat. I'm not too like, oh yeah, it's really good, but you know, it's a new experience, right? It's when we were doing the desert, it was kind of like, okay, more desert. Okay, more desert. Okay, more desert. But whenever you go to like Fontain or like Inazuma was completely different, right? I really did like Inazuma. Inazuma was the best time I had exploring. I like was like exploration and exploring. That's like combined it up. I'm gonna say somewhat difficult for this just because of how much time it takes. Also, climbing up walls with now Kirara probably gonna be a lot easier, but still. So climbing up walls, very annoying thing to do. I don't understand this amount of playable content. Do we mean like just, you know, running around and exploring? Because I would say, you know, a lot. I'm sorry. It's just very unsatisfied. Because if I need specters and I go hunt for specters, there's a good chance I don't actually get all the stuff I need. Because I need specters for weapons, specters for characters. That's the reason why Kirara's video took so long. So I'm gonna say very unsatisfied. I could go somewhat unsatisfied, but I'm still just kind of like, it is very annoying. How interesting do you find exploring the regions? Inazuma, somewhat boring. I'm sorry. Once you added all of this desert, it's just all the like desert and caves and annoying. Liyue was a precursor to Sumeru, because Liyue had a whole bunch of hills and cliffs that were super high up, and I mean, I liked exploring, you know, Mondstadt, and somewhat interesting for Liyue. I got really annoyed just with how long I had to. It was just like cynical, basically. I just became cynical of Sumeru. I was like, all right, more chests, more stuff. So I'm gonna say somewhat boring, because at certain points it just became, all right, let me go get the chests, you know, because I mean, there is, you know, certain things I can blame on that, where it's just like, you know, Nilu's rerun. I was just going for as many primos as possible. It was taking a long time to do. Slightly less interesting than I expected. Listen, I can't remember back all the way to Liyue and Mondstadt. I'm just gonna say no. I didn't really have expectations. Oh, I didn't even read this. I was just like, I didn't even read the fact that it actually says I did not have any expectations. I would say it was a lot. Like, they raised the bar with Inazuma. It was efficient. It was fun. I could see a whole bunch of stuff. I could find out a whole bunch of lore if I wanted to. Like, they raised the bar with Inazuma. And then, like, they sort of just tried too much with Sumeru, where they're like, oh, yeah, we have lore, but we also have 700 chests in this one area. Whereas I'm like, I wish we would go back to Inazuma with all those small chests. And it was a small island. It was, like, divided into chunks. It was great. How distinctive? All right, all of them. Yeah, extremely distinctive. Which aspects do you think make a region distinctive? Atmosphere, definitely. Landscape, and I feel like weather kind of is meh. Animal, plants, background music, enemies, and monsters. I feel like enemies and monsters, but at the same time, these are the only two that I really pay attention to. Like, if I saw, like, what, the hilly churl that they just added in the last update, if I saw that and in Inazuma, I wouldn't question it. So yeah, I think we're just gonna go with atmosphere and landscape. Based on your gaming experience, how different do you find the 3 new areas, including slightly different? I'm gonna be real. Once you took away from the green and you just added a whole bunch of desert, it's like I can tell which one's which, but like, dude, it is just the same. Like, you know, it looks different, but I'll give them somewhat different, because I mean, I can tell. Like, I know, like, oh, I'm in that one area that got added in that one update because it's got like a giant sand volcano, right? I know that, so I'll give them somewhat different. How often do you visit the following main cities? Main cities, Mondstadt. I always visit Mondstadt. Sometimes I would say for Liyue Harbor. Inazuma always. Sumeru City, yeah, often. Like, I generally go back, like, to the cities, because they're specifically asking for main cities. If we were talking about just the region in general overall, rarely would be for Liyue. And I think, you know, sometimes would be for Mondstadt. And Inazuma, you know, I have a lot of daily commissions. Like, daily commissions are what keep me going to places. In the last months, which of the following main cities have you visited the most? See, the thing is, I could be wrong about this. I would say probably Inazuma. I feel like Sumeru, just because it's Sumeru. What were the main reasons you visited Sumeru City? I'm gonna say this because that's true. Yes. And I feel like this is about all I can do. The crafting bench is not convenient. I have to travel like 500 feet away to get the crafting bench, so I'm good. But the daily commissions are very convenient. Based on your current game experience, which of the following are more likely to motivate you? So, okay, hold on. This one, absolutely, collecting treasure chests. Yeah, that. Hopefully they don't take this as a sign of, oh, so we shouldn't change it. All right. I feel like I could possibly say this one. I would eventually go and try and see a new area. Which of the above is most likely to motivate you to explore a new area? Treasure chest, easily. Not even close. So I made a brief version of what I wanted to see for Genshin Impact and what they could do. So what I'm saying is, please incorporate the interactive map so that it either updates automatically when I collect a chest, or have it in game so it doesn't take as much time to use. That would be great, because like if they just had it, even just for like, you know, chests, Sealies, viewpoints, and, you know, other stuff, that would be great to just have just that small little thing. I don't need every single little thing, like all the spices and stuff and specialties. I don't need all that. I just want chest sealies and all the stuff that makes you get 100%, right? That would be great. A lot of games have it, so, and even, you know, Star Rail has it, so I think it would be a lot better if they did it like that, right? And then also, please just make those world quest optional. It is so bad to have to sit through that world quest that takes like 4 hours when you're clicking through it. It seriously is just, it's bad. And then this sort of lines up with the first one, but it is sort of different in the same thing, because like it was just basically a checklist that updates automatically, that is not the entire interactive map, right? So they could either, like, I would prefer them honestly to just do this. I don't want this entire thing. I don't want the entire interactive map added to Genshin, because I feel like that's just too much, right? I feel like it would be better if we just had a checklist of all the things that we needed to do 100%. It updates automatically, and, you know, it would be way better, because it would give players more confidence to not just resort to the interactive map immediately. I would not resort to the interactive map immediately, because I would know, hey, I'm able to actually still track it without, you know, going to the interactive map. So the problem is, if I go exploring, and let's say I find a couple chests, I have not tracked those on the interactive map. That's the biggest problem. It's not that I'm using the interactive map for, you know, let's say finding the chest, which I am, but I would prefer to just use it as a, like, oh yeah, you have this chest, good job. Once I've drained an area of most of its chest, I'll resort to finding the treasure chest on the interactive map, which could be better if we just do this and we have the interactive map update automatically. Imagine we go into 3.8 and they actually do this. This would be a amazing change, and I think literally nobody would lose out from it. I think it would just make the game better overall, make it way more fun, make it way better, because I feel like it's kind of a waste to not use the interactive map when you explore, because you will never know if you actually have gotten everything in that area. Okay, so that's going to be it for this video. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.